in proximity to Denburn, right, in that goal, right, McAllister was the closest one. So you assume that the closest player is the assigned player to mark the guy, right? So if that's the assigned player, right, why are you putting one of your smallest players, right, on the tallest player on the entire field? Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Futbol Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Podcast Network. I am your host Alden and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bro, Paul. Paul, how you doing, bro?
Bro, I see you wearing black as well, so we're the man in black.
Hey, wait. First off, need to claim. Since when have you not seen me in black?
You're always in black, bro.
Precisely. So technically, I am in my natural state. You, on the other hand, right, are not wearing white. And you're not wearing a sleeveless shirt.
I just came back from work, so
that's right. You can see the watch still on the wrist.
Yeah, I should wear this more often, rather than the Apple Watch. Yeah.
Mechanical watch will always be better than a digital or analog watch.
Yeah, no, they say it's true. Right? You can tell a lot by a person's character based on what watch they wear.
By the watch that they wear.
Yeah,
I know.
So what if they wear an Apple Watch? What can you tell about the person? Very techie person, is it?
No lah, I think it's more towards
modern era.
Modern era is one thing, but I also think that it depends on what the application is on the front of the watch.
Or is it based on what style you wear with the watch?
Yeah, so let's say for example, right, there are some people that they have Apple Watch, but it's because it's a fitness tracker.
Okay, but then what do you say to those people who wear suit and then wear Apple Watch? Bro, it's a big no-no.
Big no-no, bro. F you, seriously. If you have enough wherewithal to wear a suit, right, just get like a proper
metal bracelet watch, right?
Metal bracelet watch. It
Seiko
doesn't
5
have
enough.
to be like. Yeah. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to get an AP. You don't have to get a batik. You can just get something that looks nice,
like a Seiko 5, right?
To bring the whole thing. Don't even be a Seiko 5, bro. You just get like those stuff like Seiko Samurai
or Orion's Bambino.
Yeah, all those stuff, like the simple ones. Just wear something that is nice and elegant. Please do not wear an Apple Watch with a suit
on your wedding.
Yes. Wait, has that happened before?
Bro, I've seen pictures, right? The guy is wearing an Apple Watch. I shall not, they're not my friends. I just seen it on Instagram.
Oh,
then I'm like, oh no, that's like how to not dress on your wedding day.
Please don't. Just wear like a proper nice bracelet watch or a watch with a leather strap.
Yeah, crocodile leather or something like that.
That is mechanical. So
fair enough.
That I will not get into that because people will probably ridicule me.
Wait, bro. Speaking of watches, right? Have you watched the new opening for F1 this year? The opening race?
I haven't. I saw the opening race.
Yeah, so apparently Rolex is no longer a timekeeper.
Tech Heuer is
no longer a timekeeper of F1. So like the pit entry, right? You know usually the Rolex they will say go like time then for them to go, right?
Yeah,
it's a Tech Heuer Formula One, but a giant size version. It's actually quite cool. I know. Yeah. And it suits like Tech Heuer Formula One, right? Because it's meant for like Formula One. So correct. It's like the watch you have.
Yeah, but I have the very old version. Yeah,
I remember. I think like 2011 or something, right? 2011, 2012.
2011, bro. The watch is 14 years old.
Yeah, it's a timeless piece.
Bro, I still wear that watch today. That's like the watch I wear almost every day.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts about the opening race?
I heard on rumors, right, the reason why Ferrari had to change the setup was because if they were too low. So because they were too low, they could have gotten disqualified.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I think they changed the height. So because they changed the height, everything just went out of whack.
Yeah.
In terms of the balance.
So like, I watched all like the practice session and the qualifying session this week. I think there was so much hype in Ferrari doing like decently okay.
Yeah.
But they actually just like went back to the old ways.
It's just Ferrari being Ferrari.
Exactly. Ferrari being Ferrari, it's like how Spurs being Spurs, right? This is really Ferrari being Ferrari.
It's really Ferrari being Ferrari. Like the funniest part was like, you see all the memes, right? It's like Hamilton finally understanding the Ferrari engineer problems.
Yeah. Like, it's like you get a glimpse of how Ferrari's problems are, right? When Lewis Hamilton is not even used to the steering wheel. It's like he has to press apparently this is K1 button, which is like the overtake button, right? Like when he was driving, he cannot even reach it like to his finger, like within his finger. Like they were asking him to press and hold, right? But I think apparently he was having some issues with it.
Yeah.
So like in his Mercedes steering wheel, right, his down clutch is here, and then his right thumb can just press the DRS. Yeah, but I think apparently the Ferrari he's not used to the Ferrari steering wheel. That's why
No,
I don't
because
think he can press
the Mercedes steering wheel is smaller.
yeah,
the
so
Ferrari-
everything is within reach, right?
Yeah, the Ferrari steering wheel is bigger. So like basically how well you adapt to a Ferrari, right? Basically shows how good you actually are.
Yeah.
So like let's say for example, right, like Alonso, Kimi, and Vettel, right, all won like within
the
like
first
the
race,
first
right? Yeah, first
the
race.
first few races, So, and the thing is that because the car is very complex, like honestly, the Ferraris, the whole system, the way the Ferrari do it, right, is like not like as simple as other cars. I don't know why they make to make it so complicated, but it's just like that.
Yeah.
So like for example, right, like Sainz and Leclerc can do it because they are used to it already. Like I remember the first year Sainz also struggled, right?
Yeah. And Leclerc is like has been driving the Ferrari for like I think what 6 years already.
Since 2019, so
Yeah,
about 6 years
6 years
already.
already,
So he's like used to the thing already. So if like, it's so like people always say like, but Lewis was slower than Charles. I'm like, yeah, it's 6 years of driving a Ferrari versus
And Charles is not like some rookie, you know. Right? Yeah.
yeah lah. It's like Charles is a race winner and he's like a pole.
He's like a lead Ferrari driver, yeah.
He's like a proper Ferrari driver already, like 6 years already. So it's like the fact that Hamilton was close initially, right, actually speaks volumes about Hamilton lah. But then again, right, is Ferrari being Ferrari, the strategy let them down. Honestly, right, I feel that if they have box with Max, they are both of them on the podium.
Yeah. Yep. Maybe.
If they have box with Max, right, I think they're on the podium already.
At least one. At least one. Yeah.
At least one will be on the podium. But because they decided to go on the hards and they tried to go to the race lead, the thing too big, then out.
Yeah. So to keep things short, I think we learned a lot about the race. I feel like there's problems within Ferrari that has yet to be settled.
Yeah, but we shall see. China is this week, right?
Yeah. China. Shanghai, bro.
Yeah, Shanghai.
Hopefully it's favors DRS of Red Bull.
No,
it's like for the first time, maybe you don't want to like McLaren to win, right?
Yeah, I don't want McLaren to win.
It's like favors to win again.
Yeah, but being a fan in red is horrible. So today,
that's why we're wearing black.
is to make shift for another team, right? Okay, so today is very simple. For the first time in 56 years, a team in white and black that is not from Italy but from England, in white stripe, right, has won a trophy. Yes, Newcastle United beat Liverpool in the EFL Cup Final to capture their first trophy under Eddie Howe, and in almost more than half a century.
I went to bed, right, accepting the fact that Liverpool will win a trophy.
Yeah.
I went to sleep, imagine. Then I wake up, I say, hey, Charlie 2-1. Why like that? What happens? Yeah.
But here's the thing. They won the trophy, right, against a Liverpool team that is basically the favourites and they should have won. It's very clear-cut and very straightforward. As much as the EPL, there were things Arsenal won, I think the biggest story here is the fact that Newcastle finally won a trophy after 56 years. So we are going to talk about it. That's our main topic. We've got our EPL Round Up and our What's Going On to begin the show. So to begin this week's episode, Paul, what is your What's Going On?
My What's Going On, I think, has been on this topic that has been brought up many, many times.
Yes.
I think it's what's going on with so many matches.
Yes. Fixture congestion.
Bro, it's like every time you have this sensing, right? It's like every time they complain about fixtures like being too many, right? They just shove in more and more fixtures.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? It's like, the more they complain, right? Never mind. Just shove more.
Yeah.
Let's create more random tournaments. Let's reformat certain tournaments. Let's add in more matches, Yeah, so I'm thinking it's like, can you imagine for Liverpool to not play only play 1 or 2 EPL games in March because they have to play so many other tournaments, And then like Real Madrid, you were mentioning to me how many 201 minutes for how many.
Okay, so basically, so the reason why I think we are discussing this, right, is because Carlo Ancelotti, I think last week, he basically brought up the fact that if what happened to them last week is going to happen again, Real Madrid will not play. Or they will just not show up. So what happened was that Real Madrid played on Thursday morning, basically Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
Saturday.
Against Atletico Madrid, right? They won via penalty shootout. So they advanced. But it was 210 minutes of football. So 210 minutes, right? Basically is like 120 minutes first on that day. So they played the 90 plus the extra time. So they went into penalties, right? Then, I think just maybe a while later, 3 days later, right, it is a full 90 against Villarreal.
Yeah, it's basically extra time Champions League game plus a very short rest to the weekend
Correct.
to play a football.
And basically Real Madrid asked La Liga, right, can you postpone the game?
Oh no lah, it will not work because
but
we
they
were
didn't
not
lah.
being fair to like Villarreal. Yeah.
Correct. So it is, which basically it brought up the question for me, right, is at least, right, is that, and I want to ask you this question, is it on the responsibility of the manager to see a fixture congestion and rotate your players or not? Because by the end of the Villarreal game, right, you saw Mbappe and Bellingham, both of them were like beat already on the floor.
I don't think it's. I feel it's like both sides have to carefully plan. What if like 5 games right in a row is like all crucial games? I have to play my best 11 ma.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't think it's really entirely the manager's fault for not rotating players. I can do that lah, but my standard of football will drop. So I have to answer to my club, I have to answer to my fans, I have to answer to my like board of directors, right? So let me revert back. I think what they can or should do is yes, maybe postpone is one, but I think people are not very happy about it. Maybe they can increase the squad size.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair for all clubs. Like few more players lah, and rotate more players. Yeah.
Okay, but the question is, right, like squad size for league versus squad size for Champions League is different. So let's say, for example, right, squad size for Champions League is, I think it's
25 or 23. Yeah.
23 to 25. Whereas like the squad size for the league is basically overall. So the reason why I asked this question, right, is because if let's say what happened if let's say your squad is not deep enough, then isn't that your problem?
It definitely is your problem. But what if you're a team that is undergoing through like a rebuild? It's not the competition's like UEFA's fault that you're undergoing through a rebuild. Yeah. So
correct. Or if you're going through injuries.
Yeah. So I think injuries is definitely a big one. Given like they play so much, right?
Yep.
So I do think they have yet to find a balance.
Yes.
But as like organizers, they see the demand in wanting to play more matches. More matches means more money, means more demand for the competition, more revenue, everything. Okay?
Correct.
But the ones that are suffering, yes, is the players and the club.
Yeah, and because if let's say we were to talk about like more demand and more company, right? Like they changed the format of Champions League this year.
Yeah, I feel it's very weird format.
It's a bit stupid. It's dumb, dude.
It's like imagine you like I think Arsenal did mention they lost to they drew with PSG, right? Or lost to PSG first game. But there's no return game for them to take revenge.
Fight back.
Yeah, to go and fight back. And it's unfair for like let's say example Arsenal because they had to go to PSG to play there.
Yeah.
So it's a tough away game. Whereas like, PSG get they get to play home against a strong opponent.
Correct. And they increased, because of this, right, they changed the format of the Champions League. Right?
Yep.
So you end up with
an additional knockout round.
36 team, right? An additional knockout round. Because it's 24 teams advance. Yeah. 24 teams advance. The top 8 have a bye on the first round. After they go to the second round. So technically the top 8 have an advantage.
Yeah, but Liverpool out already.
Lah.
They finished first, right?
Yeah, Liverpool finished first. So the top 8 have an advantage, right? Whereas like Real Madrid, right, they're complaining because Real Madrid had to play the extra round.
Yeah, but then
City, right?
I remember media saying like it's like it really gives you they really want you to win every game. Yeah. So Real Madrid, the fact that they stumbled across their way in the beginning, right? Yeah. So they didn't really help themselves. Like if they finish in the top 8, they could skip this two-legged time.
Correct.
Yeah, so they didn't really help themselves. So I don't know why they're complaining.
Yeah. No, that's one, right? But I think the one thing that people often forget, right, is that usually in past years, you will play lesser lah. Basically, 2 games lesser. No, about 4 games lesser.
Yeah, 4 games lesser.
Yeah, 4 games because you play 8 games in the group stage. Last time you only play 6 only.
Yep.
Then you play 6. Then after you have the 4 knockout rounds. So basically, at most, what you're playing is basically 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. So you're playing maybe like at maximum, right? You're probably playing 13 games.
Yep.
13 games, right? But then now 8 plus 2.
No, plus
then
8.
Plus.
So it's like 13 plus an additional 4.
Correct. So if let's say you are in the
long way,
so it's 8 plus 2, which is 10, plus 2 for the round of
32.
For a round of 16, then after that plus another 2, plus another 2, plus another 2. So you're playing maybe 15 to 16 games.
17 games, yeah.
About 17 games extra, right? On top of that, you had a World Cup the year before, or Euro, And then now next upcoming season, right, you have a Club World Cup.
Yeah. So actually, the fact that they have more games now, right, they are inflating the stats for Champions League.
Yes.
So if you notice, right, they actually gave Ronaldo a trophy for his 17 goals in I don't know how many games. The highest. Yeah. So because now Rafinha is actually on like 12 or 13 goals.
Yeah.
But he has like it's only the round of 16. So it's a bit unfair for like Ronaldo and I mean the players of the past lah.
Yeah.
It's like basically like in F1 terms, right? Last time Schumacher so little points, but because now you have 24 races and more points
Correct.
to get lah.
You got more points, huh?
So yeah, I think it's tough lah, but Champions League. But do you agree with this format?
To me, it's
I just feel it's too much.
No, it's basically you're trying to open up the tournament to more people. But I think there's a better way to do it rather than you to put everybody into this style format lah. So if let's say you really want to do it right, just have 9 groups of 4. 9 groups of 4, and then the top in each group advance, which is basically 9 teams, right? Then after that, from there is you have to figure out another way to go and calculate lah.
Or at least 10 teams of 4.
Yeah, correct lah. Or you have to do like the top 2 in each group advance, which is 18, right? Then after the worst 6, the third place plus the worst 2 second place play around 16. Then maybe that one has a concept. I can agree with that a bit more. But this table thing, it doesn't make a lot of sense. There's so much fixtures congestion, right? And it makes me kind of lose interest in the Champions League also.
Yeah, because the Champions League remains like this mystical feeling about it. Like every game is important, that kind, Yeah.
Correct. But then now it just feels like
it's too much.
Feels like whether you got a lot of draw or not. And like I think the Club World Cup also is another stupid thing. I really don't understand.
Oh yeah, man.
Like why are you adding another tournament in between a World Cup and a Euro?
Yeah, and it's like there are so many teams added in this tournament. You say 32 teams, right?
Yeah.
They're literally trying to make a World Cup version of the Club World Cup.
Of the clubs. Which is honestly is not needed.
Yeah, it's not needed. And then like you disregard like the Champions League winner.
Yeah.
Because when you win the Champions League, you are proving that you are the best in Europe.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to go and fight with other European teams again,
Correct.
Yeah.
But the thing is that FIFA don't like UEFA don't like FIFA.
Because it's FIFA Club World Cup, right? Yeah.
Correct.
And then you're adding teams like what? Chelsea, Inter Milan.
Correct. Then the thing is, if a Europa League winner comes from this group, then technically, wow.
Yeah. Okay, if you say you put the Champions League, Europa, and the Conference League together, they're okay. 3 teams from Europe represent, then understandable, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And I don't know lah, bro. Apparently, they say the prize pool for the Club World Cup is $1 billion. So they're trying to incentivize like clubs to take part in this. It could be
it's
just be
July.
A rebound from like the Super League. Yeah,
Is a rebound from Super League, right? And it's July. So if let's say you're talking about it, right, by July, right, season starts in August or September. It's a pre-season tournament.
So the players only have June to rest.
Yeah, which is ridiculous lah. Then honestly, if I'm them, right, I would even
boycott. I think I'll boycott.
I won't.
Unless you say right, the Club World Cup, right, you set the age gap, like under 23s play that kind for your club. Then okay, understandable.
Bro, I tell you, I have a feeling, right, a lot of them they will send the youth boys to play the first few games. Then only until the knockout phases, right, then they send the big boys. It's gonna be like that one. So basically, the Club World Cup, right, is not gonna be what people think it is really.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Honestly, previously we don't really that much interested in the Club World Cup. We just assume that the European club always win it.
Correct, but then this one makes it different. But I don't think it's a bit more fun. So I mean, like okay, we close this off, right? Verdict, right? Do you think there's too much football?
Yes. For the players, but as a fan, I'm okay. Why not? Every other day I get to watch football.
Yeah, that's true, right. But for me, I find that in terms of players, right, like they're treating them a bit more like a byproduct or like a slave.
Yeah. But then us fans can argue we work like what 50 hours a week.
Yeah, that's true lah. But
that's a common
argument. Get paid a lot lesser. We get paid a lot lesser. But
I also want to get paid, bro. 250k a week.
Correct. But speaking of too many games, right, and a trophy, right, yesterday after 56 years, Newcastle beat Liverpool 2-1 in the EFL Cup Final in a game whereby I can officially safely say, right, like the right team won.
Yeah, for sure.
Liverpool deserve to lose.
Yeah, they just didn't show up.
There's a few things that I wanna point out lah. So okay, so let's just do a quick summary. Newcastle won. They went up from a corner with Dan Burn. Isak put them 2-1 ahead. Right, there was a goal disallowed.
It was 2-0 first.
Yeah, 2-0 lah. So okay, so basically, Dan Burn scored in the first half. Isak scored in the second half, but prior to the second goal, Isak had a goal disallowed for offside call, which we will talk about later lah. And then Chiesa gets one back after a goal that was potentially being called offside, but after review, it was actually onside. Even though Liverpool fought back, it was still not good enough. Newcastle win the first trophy in 56 years lah. But I want to say this one simple thing, and I think you will agree, right? In the lead up to the first goal, right? Why on earth are you putting McAllister on Dan Burn?
I have no idea, bro. And like Van Dijk was ball watching the ball. Do you see?
I know.
He could have like stacked his leg out to block it.
To me, right, like whether or not Van Dijk stuck out the ball thing, right?
I think Dan Burn, right? He was drifting outside.
Yeah.
So McAllister just had to like maybe impede him a bit, but not really man mark him.
No, but the thing is that prior to that, right, there was another corner where McAllister was man marking Dan Burn.
Oh yeah. So I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know what was the rational thinking.
So it's like in proximity to Dan Burn, right? In that goal, right? McAllister was the closest one. So you assume that the closest player is the assigned player to mark the guy, right? So if that's the assigned player, right? Why are you putting one of your smallest players, right, on the tallest player on the entire
Maybe
field?
because you put like he has like Van Dijk on Isak. The other tall guys are marking the other players like Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
But
Dan Burn is your biggest guy.
I mean, he's one of many, many big guys in Newcastle. So I think they probably had some rationale to put McAllister on. And Liverpool don't have a lot of tall guys,
Yes.
It's like, apart from Van Dijk, Konate. He's not even that tall, also, I think.
But he's taller lah.
Taller than McAllister, yeah. Salah, all this, yeah. So I do think that maybe they feel that Dan Burn was less of a threat compared to like Isak or like Fabian Schär, yeah.
Maybe. I do agree.
Yeah, Bruno Guimaraes or even what's that guy's name? Joelinton. So many tall guys, bro, yeah. So
Newcastle is a
poison, yeah, really.
Newcastle, they are big guys lah. They are big guys.
And I saw the way he scored the goal, right? He was actually like hovering outside the boxes before he came inside. So maybe he just managed to shake McAllister off and then just hit it.
But the thing is that the way that the corner was taken, right, it looked like it was planned. Like they knew that since McAllister is there, right, I'm just gonna take it.
No, it's like you will not cross a ball like that.
No.
Intentionally, unless you have already tried and tested it,
Because usually it's always it's always an in-swing one.
Yeah.
But this one is a lock.
Yeah, so it was a training drill that paid off lah.
Correct.
It was a nice goal. Yeah, power hitter.
It's a nice goal. So after that, I think prior to that already, right, it was on the stroke of half time, this goal happened lah. Prior to that, right, it was Newcastle all the way. In the second half, right, Isak thought he had scored, but the goal was ruled for offside.
Yeah, clear offside.
In your opinion, right, is it offside?
Clear offside.
You think it's offside?
Offside, bro. You cannot make a run outside, then come back in and then tap in the ball. It just look, it's just one of those goals that you like you're not confident whether it's onside. Definitely not.
Correct.
My first thing, it was like, okay, maybe he got called for offside. But it was definitely not like, it's a clear onside goal. Yeah.
I agree. Because when you were to look at it, right, like I think maybe it's because when they did the review at the angle, if you just look along the line, right, it looks like it's on.
But you came from outside, then you go inside. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like it's on. They disallowed the goal. Then a while later, Isak actually he still gets his goal.
Yeah.
It's a cross, a knockdown, and then headed down and a tap in. It's a very Isak type of goal.
But it's good because I feel that the Newcastle players are like instructed, right, to get the ball to Isak at all costs.
Yes.
Which is what you need from your teammates to your striker.
Basically, you need to,
because if you don't service him right, where are you gonna score the goal?
Correct. Yeah. I agree.
And they did that a couple of times. A lot of times they were trying to just like square the ball to Isak.
Yeah, I agree.
And easily could have gotten like two or three goals, right?
Yep, I agree. Because they are trying to basically feed him to get as much percent. His conversion rate this year is insane.
Yeah. This is a hot commodity, bro.
It's like, if let's say he were to ever leave Newcastle, right, he will be in demand in a lot of clubs.
Yep.
So
I agree.
one club definitely needs him.
But does he need them? Right, no, it's true, it's facts. Right.
I'm talking about the North London.
I know.
So like they definitely need him. But whether or not they will think, and plus honestly, like, it's simple. If you're gonna do that with him, you gotta pay a premium for him.
Oh yeah, bro, for sure.
Yeah. you got to pay a premium for him. So currently, right, as it stands, he's got 23 goals in 33 games.
Yep. I think that's pretty
That's quite sick lah. So, Liverpool do their best to try and attack. They get a goal back from Chiesa, which was initially
before that
offside.
Isak did a scissors kick, flying scissors kick. Like the square from the square, the guy squared to him and then he tried to tap it in.
He tried to hit, then it was Kelleher save lah.
Yeah.
Okay. But before I move on, right, I just want to mention, right, Kelleher saved Liverpool a lot.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough.
But it wasn't enough lah.
Yeah.
So, then moving on, Chiesa gets go back after it was initially deemed for offside, right? But I think the one thing that I wanted to say, right, is that what do you think of the referee announcing the decision?
I think it's a good step. It's definitely a good step. But the fans are not dumb because the fans can see, they look up at the screen and then it says it's offside.
Yeah.
You know, that kind. Yeah. So, okay, like maybe they're just trial and testing this system.
Yeah.
I'm all for it lah, for sure. I would just like to see used for more, like for serious foul play, check for handball, you know, all this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like they could just use it all the way.
I think maybe the one thing is that they could do like that time. I think you were talking about rugby, right?
Yes, correct.
They actually broadcast basically the discussion of the VAR on the
in this case, it's not. He's just announcing the verdict of the instead of broadcasting the discussion between the referees.
Correct. Yeah. Which is a very like NFL thing, because NFL, every time there's a penalty, right, they will make the referee will talk into the mind and he'll make the announcement of basically the decision.
Yeah.
So I think they're looking at that, but slowly they're moving towards maybe the rugby style, where sooner or later they have to broadcast the decision between the VAR and
it eliminates the doubts that people have now, you know, like what's going on. But
correct. When
they can hear, then they know, okay, this is a discussion being spoken about, and then what direction is leading to lah. So I think it's a good step.
Yeah,
I felt it was quite cool, but a bit unnecessary at that time, because it was like 92 minutes already.
It's a bit too late already.
But it's a good, nevertheless, good step. Yeah.
Correct. So I do think that overall in this game, right, Newcastle definitely were the better team. Like they played better and they played well, right? But I think the thing that people are saying now, right, is that we talked about Newcastle being definitely the better team. They wanted it more. With Liverpool, right, the big three, Trent, Van Dijk and Salah, right, their contracts are up really. And there's a lot of scrutiny over Salah because in big major games, like, he's just not showed up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you this. Where was he in this final?
Nowhere.
I think it was quite shocking to see that he wasn't like there, you know.
And he's not had a very good track record in finals lah. So, just some things, right? Like in his past finals, right, including Africa Cup of Nations and the Champions League, right, in 11 past games at the final, right, he's only scored in 2, and none of the goals were from open play.
Penalty.
Both penalty. So there's a lot of question marks about Salah, right? But I think we just move that out of the picture. I want to ask you, right, is this Liverpool's last, like, really hurrah?
If you're telling me they can win the Premier League and lose the rest, right, I think it's a good thing for them, sir. If you're saying like, they're not competing in the league, but they win the Carabao Cup, but they lose in this manner against Newcastle, then I say it's on them. I 100%. I do feel it's on them lah. But the only thing is, they already have like 1.5 hands on the EPL trophy.
Yes.
So they can, in a way, like brush this off a bit lah. So like you say, one last hurrah for Trent, Van Dijk and Salah to win the EPL. Why not, sir?
Yeah. I mean, it's a fair point, right? But the whole thing is, you already have 1.5 hands on the trophy, right? You put two pretty poor performances against PSG, and then you have a poor performance in the EFL Cup Final. So it doesn't look good lah.
Yeah. So I want to know like what's wrong. Maybe I won't say complacent, but yeah, maybe the league is just the other competitions are different from the Premier League lah.
Yeah. It is like, that's why people are saying, right, like the Liverpool one is because everybody else is doing poorly.
And they are the most, but you cannot discount the fact that they have been the most consistent team lah. I feel.
No, they have been the most consistent. They have been the best.
It's just that they haven't been challenged enough.
Yes.
Yeah, they are just been doing their own job, you know.
Yeah, I agree. So it could be that maybe it's just bad luck, or like sometimes knockout football, it just happens that just things just don't go your way. Yeah. So I mean, we can't really do much about that, right? But Newcastle, congratulations to all Newcastle fans. You guys have finally won a trophy.
And it puts a lot of doubt, like it clears a lot of doubt about Eddie Howe, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I think even you were mentioning like, oh, you see the right man to take Newcastle forward, bro. They just won a trophy. I think so. It's
They
quite,
won a trophy.
yeah, and it's befitting for their status lah. Like they're the richest clubs in England at the moment, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I think it's a good start for them.
And
Who
they
knows?
have a
Maybe
good squad.
who wants to say that Isak will stay? You know, like imagine Isak buy a player from the richest club in the world. They don't need
Correct.
money, bro. You get what I mean? It's like the last thing they need is money. Yeah,
Correct. Because honestly, like if they were to sell Isak, right,
premium.
they will still earn. They will still earn. What? They can just buy somebody else also. Right? Like you sell Isak, right? I'm not surprised if they just go and say, "Hey, I want, your correct, you want to come to Newcastle, or like Sesko, you want to come to Newcastle."
Yeah, you know that kind.
So it's like stuff like that whereby like they don't look at Newcastle, but then once you win a trophy, it changes a lot of the conversation. Currently at the moment lah. So Liverpool moving forward, I don't know how they're gonna replace basically the three of them lah. They have to look at Frimpong's in the picture, but I don't know about Salah and who's gonna replace Salah and Van Dijk lah. So Liverpool basically they got the title wrapped up lah. So I won't really say much about that, right? So to conclude this week's episode, we are gonna do an EPL Round Up, very simple one. I'm just gonna read out the score lines. So in terms of the title race, Arsenal beat Chelsea 1-0. Chelsea were dirty. Like super dirty, right? Everton drew 1-1 with West Ham. Southampton lost at home to Wolves 2-1. Ipswich Town and Nottingham Forest. Ipswich Town, I think they're pretty much going down already lah. It's a given already. So Ipswich Town lost
17 to 18 is like 9 points now. So I'm looking at it. If Wolves win like the next 2 games, I think they can wrap it up.
Bye-bye already.
Yeah, you can wrap up the relegation battle already.
Yeah, correct. It's as good as bye already. So Ipswich lost to Nottingham Forest 4-2 at home. Man City and Brighton draw 2-2. Bournemouth lose to Brentford at home 2-1. Fulham beat Spurs 2-0. And Manchester United beat Leicester City away from home 3-0.
We are above Spurs now.
We are above Spurs now, yes. I am surprised because in the past 2 games, Manchester United has scored 7 goals.
And I realized something, bro.
What?
It is games that we never watch.
Yeah. so should we just not watch?
I think you should just sleep every Man United game. Bro, what? Bruno, 4 goals in 2 games.
Correct. Okay, so to everybody, right, saying that, hey, how come you're not watching all the Man United games, right? Guys, both games in Singapore time is 3 a.m.
4 a.m. The Leicester game.
The Leicester game 3 a.m, bro.
4. Not 3, man? Not 4.
3. The Champions League game, the Europa League was 4 a.m.
Yeah, bro. You're telling me I have to work the next day and then watch a 3 a.m. game? Sorry,
I'm not, midweek game.
I'm not 18
midweek
or 19
game, right?
anymore. Yeah.
Midweek game, and most of us have to be up by 7 to go to work. So we will watch a lot of the EPL games, but if it's too early for the morning, right? Sorry, I mean like we'll just take off.
No, unless and you have to be realistic. Are they fighting for top 4?
No.
Then I think my top 4 sleep needs more important. I need to prioritize my sleep.
I think if they go deeper in the Europa League,
for sure. But if it's like a quarterfinal, I think I'll watch, or semi-final watch. Yeah.
Or semi-final, like those type of games, right? So, seeing that, right, bro, you got anything else to add? Currently, I mean, finally Arsenal and Liverpool are tied on points. It's still a 12-point gap with 9 games to go. Liverpool just basically need to win for 5 more.
2 or 3 more, I think, or 4 more.
No, 12 points.
4 games,
They need 6.
4 games.
35. 6.
Oh, 6.
12 points.
Oh, yeah.
Because they need to
5 games
get until game 35.
Right?
They need to get until game 35.
So 9 times 27. Arsenal's maximum is so maximum is 85, right?
Correct.
So
correct. Then Liverpool's maximum is 97.
So as long as Arsenal need to lose 1, Liverpool win 1, there's extra benefit.
Correct. Then Nottingham Forest 5 points ahead of Chelsea.
Bro, can they do it?
No. Okay. So the question, right, is will Man City end up in the Europa League? Because currently, from 9th to 4th is 4 points.
I don't know what's going on in Man City.
9th to 4th is 4 points, right? I mean, it could be Man City could end up in the Europa League. You also don't know. So.
Yeah.
So we shall see. We shall see. So, bro, before we end, you got anything else to add?
I think pretty much that's it. But I forgot to mention that Isaac Heaven is injured, right?
Aiden Heaven, bro.
Aiden
Heaven is currently injured, right? But the good news is that he did not walk out on crutches.
Okay. Yeah. So I think pray for the best. Okay.
Yeah,
top
pray for
10.
the
Top
best.
10 is what we aim for. It's doable. It's doable.
4 points. 4
I
points.
think it's doable.
Alright, so that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki. Alright, so that is it for this week's episode of the Futbol Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Chatter Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you, and we hope that you continue to watch our other shows, which of course are the Copy Bros every Monday, where we come together and talk about fun and trivial topics. And of course, if you do like game shows, we do have the SG Draft podcast every Friday, where all the members of the Chit Chatter crew, well, at least 3 of us every episode, come together and draft about fun and trivial topics and have fun while we do it. Of course, you can go and vote for your favorite teams, because you have the power to control who wins every week on the SG draft. So with that, just to let everybody know, we will not be having an episode next week during the international break, but we will put out some social media clips for you, just for entertainment purposes. Yeah. Before we go, Paul, you got anything else to add?
I'm done. I'm okay, bro.
Yes.
My eyes are closing.
Yeah, it is quite late
It's a
here in
long day.
Singapore, right? So it's been a long day. So from everybody here, we just want to say thank you. Have a great week ahead. Enjoy the international break, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.